Hey, how's it going, everyone? Good morning. It's NBA betting today. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're just getting set up, and we're here. It's a Tuesday. Hope you guys can hear me. So everything is clear now, right? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Good
Like
morning.
slight feedback in the back. It's like a fan or something.
Yeah, I'll fix that in a second after we get in. Is it too loud? It's
No,
good.
you're good. You're good. I
Okay.
can.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's NBA betting today. Glitching. I know you guys just heard us talk about the technical difficulties, but it is Tuesday. What a roller coaster Monday in the NBA yesterday. So much going on every day. Welcome, Sosa the Locksmith. It's my guy knows a guy. We're here. Shorter slate today. Sosa, man, what popped out? What popped out to you before we talk about some of these yesterday's results and stuff? What popped out? Just what was on your mind in the NBA today? Good morning, everyone in the chat. Hit the like
Couple of
button. Hit the like button. Good morning, everyone.
couple of things just off top. Cavs might be okay. I mean, like that's. I know it's too early to call, but they might be all right, man. The Boston Celtics were lucky to have some calls go their way down the stretch. I know people are going to say Tatum had 40, but my God, what a poorly officiated ball game. Um, Not that I had money on either team. It's just wow. Uh, what else? The Bucks are going to be good. We already knew that they won on the road without Jrue Holiday. Um, this might be the worst Portland team in the last 5 years around Dame Lillard. MPJ really might not be him. It's only 3 games in. It's a lot of money he got. I mean, I know there's a lot of NBA fans who are looking and they're thinking, oh man, like, how did he get paid? Listen, the NBA, you get paid off potential. We see it all the time. There's players that we don't think deserves the money, but I mean, you can't afford for the asking price to get higher and higher. So what you do is you invest in the future because the CBA is only going to get the threshold of money is going to get bigger and bigger. So you lock up your stars young in the hopes that you actually save 50 to $100 million long term over that contract. So that's what it is. I know you guys are saying it's a lot of money. Keep in mind he's still a kid. His ceiling is still extremely high. I was actually an advocate of him getting paid. I think that him getting paid was a good thing. I think you're paying for potential. I mean, there are probably people in the comments who will say that Jamal Murray deserved to get paid, and I don't think he deserved to get paid. I mean, he had a couple of good playoff series, but I mean, like Jamal Murray has not been great he has not been good enough in the regular season, in my opinion, to warrant a max contract. I don't think he deserved it, and that's just my
It's crazy.
opinion.
It's crazy. Hey,
So
just welcome
say
everyone. Welcoming everyone in. We're just listening to Social the Locksmith's thoughts about the game yesterday. It was crazy. It was crazy to me. Fred VanVleet couldn't get it done for the Raptors. I said,
what a
hey,
hell of a game though.
I said it might have been a close game, but I couldn't back aside in that one. As you could see, it was crazy. I was watching it on TV. The Celtics Hornets game. Sosa, on that one particular point about Tatum, I have an opposing viewpoint, but Tatum right now, he's going to get top 5 MVP votes this season. The Celtics are locked down in the fourth quarter, even though the sample size is really small. I'm high on this roster. They had hiccups with their roster going into the season with Al Horford, Jaylen Brown. I just feel like defensively this team is going to be a machine. There's a reason Brad Stevens went to the front office. This is coming from a biased Raptors fan, but what I saw last night, and also I take it with a grain of salt, the Hornets, they were missing 40% of their starting lineup. PJ Washington and Terry Rozier. This is a major factor. In the game that the Hornets did win last year against the Celtics, Rozier spazzed. So obviously they need his services against a more veteran roster. But the T-Wolves result was weird. Shout out to everyone yesterday. We had a really good show. Cash with the Miami Heat -13. If you were watching yesterday morning. I said I liked the Celtics. I actually didn't end up playing that until later. I played it live if you were following on Twitter. Make sure you guys are following us on Twitter. Social the Locksmith, my guy knows a guy. Hit the like button. I'm just kind of recapping yesterday's picks. There's a lot going on. Shout out to the Hawks. You guys already know I was all over the Hawks. I said it was a great day for offensive props in the Hawks game. Tune-up game against the Pistons. They spazzed. But the Bogdanovich shit it was some mob shit, bro. It was mob shit. Like,
I have some slight pushback on that because I know Boston won the game, right? LaMelo Ball foul trouble the entire night. He played 32 minutes last night. 32 minutes, and this is a high profile future face of the NBA. Like I said, I give Boston the credit. I have to. Jason Tatum ended with a 40 clip. They won the game. Jalen caught a body at the end of the game, which was crazy. That was crazy. The dunk was off top. But I have to say, man, that
the refs went crazy. They did.
LaMelo Ball shouldn't be sitting on the bench in the third quarter because he's in foul trouble. I don't like that. I think that's the issue for me. That's just that's.
LaMelo has that clutch gene right now. He was throwing up threes, keeping them in the game, lifeline threes. Extreme. That was probably the most entertaining game of the season so far.
Shout out
We've seen some good games. Miles Bridges, bro.
Miles
Bridges, Jaylen Brown.
He's that
Jaylen Brown, though, bro. Jaylen Brown.
He's a beast.
He's a beast, but obviously he's older, too. He's more developed on his development curve. He's been playing. But Jaylen Brown this year, don't be surprised if Tatum and Brown average 27 a game, both of them, plus this season. Do not be surprised. At the end of this season, I think we're going to be saying different things about that duo. I just want to say that. Just look at how they've improved.
Sure.
Look how they've improved each season. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, don't sleep on Jaylen Brown. Hey, LaMelo, though, great game. Shout out to everyone that cashed. Hey, I cashed that game live, plus live money line, plus 290. If you were following on Twitter, make sure you're following both of us on Twitter and turn notifications on. We might fire off live bets at any time. We're going to get into the schedule today. Anything else that just on your mind from yesterday besides Fred VanVleet's 17 assists?
Free Dame Lillard, man. I know he said some nice stuff about Chauncey, but get him the fuck out of Portland, bro. I can't watch any more of this. I can't
mediocre
watch any more of this, bro. Please, Dame, I know you don't want bad press in Portland, but just tell them you want to get the fuck out of there, bro. They're wasting what you got. They're wasting you, my boy. It's heartbreaking, bro. Get him out of Portland, please. I can't even watch it anymore, bro.
Crazy. Last night it was crazy. It was a train wreck. We were on the Clippers though. I like the Clippers to win that game. I didn't think Ty Lue was going to start the season 0-3. I didn't think, but I also didn't think they were going to win by 100.
Bruh, I didn't to lose by a 30 clip, bruh. That was and it didn't matter who they put out there. The Hartenstein ball was, bro. Free Dame Lillard, please.
Free him up. Free him up.
Get him out of Portland, please.
Man, I think Dame's still. I think that it's a couple of games, but he had the meeting with the owner, Chauncey Billups, change in direction, change of heart. He said he's going to stay on the team. Doesn't want to really break it up. People are kind of against Chauncey Billups already, even their fan base on Twitter. I don't know if they just have a short leash with Chauncey Billups, or there's some other stuff going on, or people kind of resented the hire in the first place a little bit. There was pushback on that. We already know there's other stuff going on in the media with that team. I don't know, but the Blazers, bro, I'm not going to be taking them as favorites too often. That's just me. But there's always going to be a spot for them. We're trying to bet every day, look for value. But it definitely, I agree with you, Sosa. It doesn't look good so far. It doesn't look good so far.
Two more takeaways from last night.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell fucking sucks.
Oh, man.
The
statement, bro. Anthony Edwards.
Listen, Anthony Edwards said it straight up. Yeah, it was a little bit of iso ball, and early in the game he missed. He didn't look to start the game. Edwards was horrible. He just couldn't throw it in the ocean, right? But again, if you were watching the game, bro, Malik Beasley is a dickhead, and so is D'Angelo Russell. Anthony Edwards gets cooking. These two morons put up a couple of just shots that they cut the lead to 7, cut the lead to 5. And then these guys would just take unwarranted shots, like just stupid shots. I have to say, man, like if Minnesota knows what's best for Edwards' development, they got to get D'Angelo Russell out of there. I don't give a fuck if he's best friends with the mayor of Minneapolis. I don't care. Get him as far away from Ant Davis. If you want him to be who he can be, D'Angelo Russell got to roll. That shit's not. He got to go.
They took everyone's money yesterday, bro. The T-Wolves. The Pelicans came out. The Pelicans played defense. Jonas Valanciunas has been a monster for them, even though he's been a monster so far, bro. It's kind of crazy. I don't know, bro. The T-Wolves. My only take with the T-Wolves. I agree though. Russell has to go, especially if a 20-year-old's calling you out like that already. Like, you want to come out, you want to walk off planes and do all the social media stuff and I'm here to play with my best friend and stuff. Bro, you have to try. You have to try your hardest. Effort to me is like 80% in the NBA. You know, it's effort. A lot of these guys are closer athletically than you think. There's specimens in the league, obviously. You know, Anthony Edwards himself is a specimen. But my only take with the T-Wolves is that there's so much popularity around them, so much high hopes for them that maybe we should just fall back on taking them as large favorites. You know, large favorites because they still haven't proven anything.
Absolutely.
The Timberwolves haven't proven anything.
You're absolutely right. And they're also not going to shoot as terrible as they did last night.
Yeah, no, the offense was flat, though. The offense was flat.
But, like I said, D'Angelo Russell, bro.
Got to go.
I can't. It's more so because of Ant Edwards. Like, just let him run the show. He's just that guy. Run pick and roll with him and Cat. And if D'Angelo wants to catch and shoot and do that shit, cool. But please stop letting D'Angelo Russell take shots off the dribble. That is a recipe for absolute disaster.
100%. Sosa, it's time, bro. Let's go through the schedule. Just let's talk about the games. Let's see if we can find some value. Let's share some stuff. Everyone, take a second and hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, go over to YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, hit the like button, drop a comment after the video, and definitely visit sportx.bet, the crypto sportsbook that's owned by its community. It's 1,000% worth your time. Check it out. I'm gonna pull up the odds right now using that platform, and we're gonna go through the games. There's not too much to talk about, even though we could talk ball all day. We talk ball all day offline, anyways. Also check us out on Twitter. So let's let me pull up the odds. Let me pull up the odds. Couple big games today.
They don't have any props out right now for Philly. We know why, because we're gonna
Embiid is questionable.
We're gonna manipulate the fuck out of the injury report. As long as Ben Simmons not in the lineup, the 76ers
this guy
are going to strategically put players on the injury report every single night.
Yeah.
Every single night, there are going to be players for the Philadelphia 76ers that just pop up on the injury report. And there might not be shit wrong with them. But that's the age we live in. Like, Embiid is not on a back-to-back and didn't play the fourth quarter of the last game that the team played. Yet he's questionable for tonight. That is 100% manipulation for the books. That has that is just to just throw a socket wrench in there. That's all.
100%. The T-Wolves, they're a young team. They have a lot to figure out. I was just thinking about the other game we were just talking about as well. But the 76ers, with the injury reports, we were saying it last season, bro. The 76ers and the Clippers, this is what they do. They manipulate injury reports. I don't wish bad health on anyone, but Kawhi, he's not here. So that's really why the Clippers are not manipulating injury reports. It's whatever team Kawhi is on. And the 76ers, this is what they do. They manipulate injury reports. But he actually probably might actually be hurt. But it's like, come on, bro. I just go back to the series against the Hawks. It was just such a roller coaster every game with the injury reports in the regular season. The 76ers, it's absolute madness. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We're going to get through these games right now. Knicks 76ers, obviously we're waiting to see if Embiid is going to play. It's a major deciding factor in this game. The total is it's set at 217. It's about average for this matchup. I do want to share that the Knicks have not defeated the 76ers for 4 years. It's been 4 years. I'm just going to say that Embiid is a big factor, but it's been 4 years. But obviously, also, this is the best. He said they're sweeping the divisional series against the Knicks this year. So is the locksmith. But obviously, this is the best Knicks team in that time frame.
Absolutely.
This is by far the most talented squad they've had in that time frame, and the line respects that. It shows that. So for me, nothing on this game right now. Actually, nothing.
Quick couple of thoughts on the Knicks. The Knicks did a good job of balancing their roster in the offseason. And by doing that, they had to give up a little bit defensively. And that's what you do when you want to when you have to compete with teams that can put up 130 every night. You have to score points. So that's why you get Kemba and Fournier. Like now obviously they can't defend anywhere near to the group of guys they had last year, but that's what you give up. I like the over in this game. That's my strongest play, over 217. I like the play. I think that like people are, thinking that this is the same team as last year with the Knicks. The Knicks get up and down the floor and are trying to score, and they shoot threes. They shoot a lot more. They're shooting a lot more threes. I like the over in the game. I think we get pace, especially if Embiid doesn't play. Be a much more wide open game. Bunch of threes being shot. But that would be that's my only initial play, like or lead in the game would be the over 217.5.
100%. 100%. Yeah, thanks for the analysis, bro. For me, I'm not betting on too many 76ers games. No inherent bias. It's not really because of any fandom or anything. It's just you already know this. I said this last season. In the regular season, I don't really bet on too many 76ers games. Sorry if there are any 76ers fans wanting me to pick the Sixers this season, but that doesn't mean that I'm not that I won't endorse a pick, But at the same time, for me, my system and the way I pick, they're just a streaky team, ATS, with a lot of drama and a lot of revolving parts. But Social Locksmith definitely he's in tune with his team for sure. Like we talk about the Sixers and how do you feel about anything if Embiid doesn't play? Let's talk about the doomsday. If he doesn't play, anything pop out for you? Any prop scenario when the market opens?
If he doesn't play,
something to look at, or just ignore the game.
If he doesn't play, I'm not touching shit.
Yeah, just watch it on TV. Maybe
it's like if Giroux doesn't play for, like last night it was a little easier though because we see the Pacers kind of be a revolving door defensively, so that was kind of an easy play. But when your franchise guy is if he's not on the court, they're unbettable.
Yeah, the line will change dramatically. Embiid is one of the most high value like line changers. If he's in or out, the line's changing 5 points, 4 points in this game. Like, okay, let's move on to the next one. The Thunder and the Warriors. We already know since the Warriors stripped down their roster, in the games when they stripped down their roster last year, it was 3 meetings. They got smoked by the Warriors. A lesser talented Warriors team. In one of those games, Steph Curry had a historic performance. But also, there's opposing trends in this game with ATS recent records. The Thunder have been getting smashed. They've been losing by an average of 22 points per game. The Warriors have started the season 3-0. They're 2-1 ATS. Steph Curry's been going off. How do we feel about this game? For me, one outlier is that Shai Shai will be playing. I don't think he played in the 3 matchups last year against the Warriors. I'm going to look that up while we talk about the game. But how you feel about this one? So anything catching your eye in the odds?
I think that it's if we're going to attack it, I think that the easy play would be to take the Warriors to cover the 9. I personally, what I've looked into right now is my favorite bet with the Warriors is the third quarter. The third quarter is when they usually begin to cook.
Yeah, a pregame third quarter bet, or wait until you see what happens in the first half and then jump in.
Yeah, wait till the game starts. But they've won the third quarter, and they were the best third quarter team in the NBA last year as well. Just because that's when Steph starts to just murder. Who didn't play?
Oh, he looked it up for us about Shai.
Oh, okay.
Shai didn't play in the 3 matchups. That's key.
Right.
Thanks, bro.
That's huge.
Thanks, Dino.
Best player, obviously. But with this game, bro, like my initial lean would definitely be for the Warriors to cover the 9. Take the under on Steph Curry's points if it's at that gaudy 34.5, because I don't think that it's a super competitive game down the stretch. I think that the Warriors usually come out in these games, handle business. So that would be my initial thoughts here.
Yeah, I tried to analyze the props for this game as well. I couldn't find too much, bro. I lean towards the Warriors. The only thing holding me back from endorsing it as an official play right now is because of the I don't like, in the early stages of the season, I don't like to bet against things that are unlikely historically, if that makes sense. And the Thunder started the season 0-3 ATS, and those are teams that I don't necessarily want to fade. But at the same time, they're a special kind of bad when they're bad. He said, like Cam said, the line might be a joke. They're heavily outmanned, but at the same time, they're two leaders on their team, Shea and Lou Dort, have severely underperformed in my eyes so far this season. So they are due to play up to their standards. They didn't participate in the blowouts last year against the Warriors. But at the same time, the way Steph's playing right now, it's tough for me to. The line's dropping. It just dropped to -9. It was 9.5 just a second ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that? It's crazy.
And we're gonna find out when we get closer to game time. We're gonna find out that Steph's not playing. Or
no, by half a point.
We're gonna hear right. That watch what they do. Draymond's out tonight. Like, watch. That's what will happen tonight.
Draymond out. Iguodala out.
Right, like somebody just like Jordan Poole was just sitting out tonight. Like he ate a burger and some bullshit, man. That will happen.
Jordan Poole is probably gonna get some burn today. I think he's gonna be inconsistent though. He dropped 20 again the other day. I did look at Josh Giddey under 10.5 points. It's +100. I had that on my short list. I did not bet that. Think he's going to have a seesaw season as well. Maybe Josh Giddey under 10.5. I don't know. If the Warriors are as good with their perimeter defenders as I think they are, they'll probably swarm a rookie tonight. It'll probably free up some opportunities for some of the other Thunder players. Josh Giddey dropped 19 the other day. It was kind of crazy, but I think he looked great in that game.
Just young.
He's just young. It's going to be up and down.
But he's going to be good.
Yeah.
He's going to be good.
Yeah, with the transition, with the way the free flow game right now, with the less free throws and stuff, he's probably going to make it in the NBA. His game is suited for transition, a lot of flashy plays and transition
passes. Got the handle, knows how to find guys.
Hey, open up about the Spurs and the Lakers while I grab my laptop charger. Everyone hit the like button, and I'll be right back in 10 seconds.
Spurs, Lakers, LeBron questionable tonight. We don't know if he's going to play. He might play. I personally am not betting the Lakers at all. I don't think this Laker team is good. I think that the first 20 games you're going to have growing pains, and it's just it's just too difficult to bet a team like them, in my opinion. On the first road test, I guess, against a team, San Antonio team that's that is rested. I'm staying off personally. I would, however, say if I were to take a bet, it'd be 8 points. Outside of AD's points, pretty much all I would probably touch, man. Laker team bad. I'm just saying, like, I know people are going to disagree with me, but they're not good. So, there were a lot of people on the internet where I said, like, it doesn't alarm you that Austin Reeves is playing meaningful minutes in the fourth quarter of NBA games. I mean, it's Austin Reeves. And I know it's only October, but
as soon as I come back, I hear Austin Reeves. It's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, because I asked that question and people were like, you don't fucking know basketball. You're an idiot. He's played well. And I'm like, bruh, it's Austin Reeves playing in an NBA game. Like, and people are like, oh, the Lakers won. The Lakers fucking beat a young team on a back-to-back by a fucking bucket because their best player missed a fucking free throw at the end of the game. That wasn't a good win. Like,
that was harsh. Vegas Shark just snapped. Why do you hate the Lakers, Vegas Shark? That was crazy.
What were y'all watching? Like, they beat one of the youngest teams in the game by a bucket. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, okay. I missed exactly what you said about this game. I lean towards the under in this game. I'm not touching too many Lakers games in the first 20 games of the season. That's all I have to say. I lean towards the under. The line is dropping steadily. I don't know why it is, because LeBron is probable. I thought the line would shoot up the other way. Contrarian play might be the under in this game. Let's see how it goes. Definitely going to watch it, though. I'm watching the Lakers games. This guy said, I'll say it again, fade the Lake Show until further notice. Until they prove you wrong, fade them. Hey, remember, let's see how they pan out first 20 games ATS. Let's see if I'm wrong. to see if it's a profitable proposition or not to bet on the Lakers in the first 20 games. I don't think Sosa thinks that's the case, and neither do I. What'd you say about Austin Reeves, though? Let's move on to the Rockets and Mavericks game. I actually have a play in this game. I have a play for everyone in the Rockets-Mavericks game. Any thoughts on this one? Have you looked at the Rockets-Mavericks tonight? Mavs got the first win of the season for them against the Raptors, against my Raptors. They looked really good, elite defensively in the second half. They didn't turn it on until then, but they performed well. How do you feel about the Rockets and the Mavericks tonight?
As far as
Home opener for the Mavs.
As far as the game, I would lean the team total over for the Mavericks. If I had an initial play, that's probably what I would be looking at. For as far as props, I think you got to kind of like take all the Christian Wood props that you can take until the numbers get inflated, because he's going to be a double-double machine. Easily the best player on the Rocket roster, and his usage rate is outrageous. Also, his rebounding props is going to be, you're going to get a good number on it for the first, couple weeks of the season, and then it'll be like at 11.5 by next week. So, but that's pretty much all I would be targeting in this one. Pretty much it, personally.
My mic was muted. Can't really reach the fan in time, everyone. So I'm just muting when I'm not speaking. Thanks for everyone listening as well and watching. Hit the like button for us. And how you guys feel about these games in the chat, make sure you guys let us know. We'll bring your comments up. For me in this game, I'm taking the over 221.5. For me, it's official. I should have caught it last night when it was 220.5. I think there's going to be a free-flowing game here, and this game's going to go over. The Rockets, they were smothered at the crib by the Celtics, a game that they were competing in until maybe midway through the third quarter. For me, their shots just weren't really dropping. The Celtics didn't really play as the great defense on the perimeter in that game. The Rockets still shot pretty well from three. Today, and then I look at it's weird with the Mavs and their home openers. I think this line's a little too high. It's dropping from 11. I actually, I'm just pulling it up because the odds are locked. 1 second. I'm seeing if news dropped right now. Maybe some news came out right now.
Not really seeing too much, to be honest.
Did you see anything on this game? That just came out.
The Rockets game?
Yeah. The Rockets game, I'm going to sprinkle it's a risky play for me, everyone. When I say sprinkle, I'm talking about a small bet. For me, I'm going to sprinkle the Rockets first half money line, plus 325. And I'm taking the full game over. I think the Rockets might compete in this game with the full game spread as well. Luka, he's going to carry this team this season. I don't think that they made. I want to see them cover the 11-point spread tonight, the 10.5-point spread. I think that Jason Kidd will probably end up figuring it out with Luka. With this Rockets team, with the athletes they have, I mean, if they hit their shots, you can say that about any team in the league if they hit their shots, right? But this team is more talented than they were at this point last year. When they played the Mavericks, and they actually surprised them and won outright money line. It's like plus 460 today. For me, it's a risk that I'm willing to take. But the bet that I actually placed is the over 221.5. What was the prop again, Sosa? I'm actually what was you said a rebounds prop?
Christian Wood.
Rebounds?
Yep.
9.5.
Correct.
Braun's questionable. I thought LeBron is. I don't call him Braun. Sorry, just read what you said. LeBron is.
I don't call
probable.
him Braun.
That's crazy to me.
I call him by his name, LeBron.
Has he ever used that word himself?
Oh man, of course, man.
Oh.
But
That was probably the way you said it.
Just talking trash, Dina. Thanks for the information as always, bro. We really, really appreciate it. Hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, so for me, I'm taking the over in this game, and I'm gonna take some risk I'm taking some risk with the Rockets in this game. Make sure you're following us on Twitter though, because on the side, I'm probably gonna finalize that a bit later. I've already placed the bet on the over. It's traveling in the direction I didn't want it to, so I took it. Anything else in this one? You want to move on to Jazz Nuggets? We'll get out of here.
Jazz Nuggets, and we can roll. I got in regards to this Jazz Nuggets game. I want to talk a little bit about it because there's going to be a lot of people lined up to take the Denver Nuggets to cover the 7, and I wouldn't
Really?
listen. I wouldn't blame you because there's a lot of people like, oh, they're on a back-to-back, but they got smacked at the end of the game, so their starters didn't play the fourth quarter. They say Utah. I'm just giving this advice. Utah's covered 92% of the games they played at the crib last year. They're easily the best covering team at the house in the NBA, arguably like historically last year. I personally, if I had to take a bet, it'd be Utah to cover the 7. It's just how I feel. Fade, tail, whatever the fuck y'all choose to do. I'm taking the Utah Jazz at the crib -7. That's my play. Also on this team, if you guys, I'm not going to give away all the sauce, but when you on the Utah Jazz last year had player props for 3-pointers made for 4 different players hit at a 65% clip or better. Now, it's a matter of finding which one of these players. But remember, all they do is shoot threes offensively. So do with that information what you like or what you choose. But just remember,
I know. One of them was one of my favorites is Royce O'Neal. I took him over regularly last year with timing, but Royce O'Neal over threes is that was a moneymaker at 1.5.
And that's all they do. That is all they do. They shoot threes, and they force the guy who's handling the ball to Rudy Gobert. So
yeah. So this has been a back and forth series. They've played quite a bit. We all know that the Nuggets beat this team, but they had Jamal Murray. That was 2 years ago in the first round. This has been a back. The last 13 times I believe they've split. It's 7-6. I lean towards Denver. I didn't bet it. I'm gonna do some more research on this game actually, but I didn't actually. Sosa, what you it's hard. The reason is the main factor that you said about your Jazz pick is their level of efficiency at the crib is another level. The Jazz, this is what they do.
You're muted. Yeah. You're mute. This guy.
Yeah. Excuse me, everyone.
You're on mute right there.
Yeah, I said when I looked at this game last night initially, apologies to everyone in the chat who's watching right now. When I looked at this game last night, I initially leaned Nuggets plus 7, but I'm going to have to do a deeper dive in this one. The main factor that's causing me to be hesitant is what Sosa said about their efficiency at home is another level. The Jazz, they let it fly. But there's a large sample size between these two teams of close games. As we know, I think it was 2 years ago, the Nuggets beat the Jazz in round 1 of the playoffs, but they had Jamal Murray. It might just be a matchup thing, but usually what happens is that Jokic tries to stretch the floor as much as possible. He tries to drag Gobert out to the three-point line. But Monte Morris has been playing like trash. Michael Porter has been playing like trash. If those guys don't hit their shots, they don't have a chance. I think we're going to get maybe I have to do a deeper dive in this one. It's definitely a marquee game. Sosa the Locksmith riding with the powerful Utah Jazz. They are covering machines. Moneymakers last season was undeniable. I'm looking at the Jokic Gobert matchup. Who can impose their dominance? Who can impose their will? We're going to get out of here, everyone. It was a great show. Make sure you guys check out NBA Betting Today on replay. Make sure you follow Sosa the Locksmith on Twitter. My Guy Knows a Guy on Twitter. Visit sportx.bet. It sounds like Jazz -7 for you, Sosa?
Yep. Yes,
Jazz -7. And for me, Rockets, Mavs, over 221.5. And I'm going to take some risk with the Rockets, some various plays. I'll probably post the final ones that I bet with that. At this point, I bet the over. I'm probably going to sprinkle the first half money line, maybe a side bet. Let's see how it goes. You guys have a great day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share it with people who enjoy basketball conversations, betting. Follow us, visit sportx.bet, and we're out. NBA Betting Today. Also, make sure you're following NBA Betting Today on Twitter, the account page for this show. We're dropping highlights, injury news, beat reporters, all of that is anything relevant to help you get better at betting. Also, a lot of just highlights and stuff. Make sure you guys check that out. We're out.
The Lakers have no chance of winning a championship whatsoever this season.
100 words a minute. The Celtics do.
Lakers definitely not.